Look at the rest of that sentence, and I want to ask you the same question after I've read it, and that is, what word are you going to take out and put a blank in its place? So again, this says, the chemical composition of Jupiter is very similar to that of the Sun, about 98% hydrogen and helium. Now, I see all kinds of test question possibilities in there. So what would be something that you could take out that would be important? Hydrogen or helium. What else? Yeah. Something related to that. What else? The percentage. Numbers are always easy for teachers. Just take that out. You could also take out sun or similar. Lots of choices, right? So for a fill-in this blank statement, here's what one would sound like. The chemical composition of Jupiter is very similar to that of the blank. And that's it. Okay? Then, as you could also say, the chemical composition of Jupiter is about blank percent hydrogen and helium, or about 98% blank and helium, etc. Again, all these possibilities. So usually, once you've started to do this, even a few times, it becomes very simple because you know how to do it. Again, it's nothing complicated. Then, when it comes to true-false, here's the other question. How do you create a true statement to write down as a little test question out of something in a textbook? What do you have to do? It's supposed to be the easiest thing ever. Yeah, find a fact and write it. Ta-da, you're done. Okay? So same sentence over here. You could say, the chemical composition of Jupiter is very similar to that of the Sun. True or false? And you're done. So again, that's the easiest thing ever. Now, here's the most fun one. How do you make one of those? Yeah, you lie. That's what you do. And usually you get in trouble in life when you lie, but this is one of those times you don't. You change something. So I want to see how good a liar you are, okay? Take a look at that same sentence we've been looking at, and what would you change or lie about that would be a really good false statement?
It's very not similar.
Yeah, one of the things a lot of people come up with is the chemical composition of Jupiter is not very similar to that of the Sun. So it's just the opposite of what it says. So that's good. What else besides that?
The numbers.
Yeah, the number. And listen to this. Don't even look at your paper. Just look up here for a second. Listen to how true this sounds. The chemical composition of Jupiter is about 89% hydrogen and helium. You look at that and say, okay, that sounds right to me. Lie, right? Wrong number. Okay, what else could you change?
Hydrogen and helium.
Right, so you could say the chemical composition of Jupiter is about 98% hydrogen and oxygen. Something like that. So that's how you create a false statement. So all of these, once you again just practice them a few times, they start coming really easily. And most pages of most textbooks that have lots of information on them, you can find so many questions all over the place that might end up being on the test in one form or another. And again, that's the whole point, is you're trying to predict or sort of anticipate those. So what I want to do for just a couple of minutes is to put you to work on something. Okay, and I know that you haven't read this, okay, and we've only looked at 2 sentences on the whole page, but I want to give you a little test, and you can relax totally because you're not going to hand it in to me. This should be the most relaxed you'll ever be in your life taking a test. And I know that you won't know the answers to most of these because we haven't read the page yet, but what I want you to do is be a detective. And I'm going to give you about 3 or 4 minutes, and all I want you to do is look back and forth from this to this and see how many of the answers to these you can